how are you? I'm walking the baby. We're going to go and get him a puppuccino. Don't judge me if you don't allow your fur babies, puppuccinos, and you think I'm a bad mum for that. Well, that's what the internet is for, isn't it? Judging people. Judge away. I apologise in advance for like leaf blowers, cars, barking, noise in general, aeroplanes, etc. Apologise in advance. Happy Friday. What's everyone up to for the weekend? It is a long weekend here. It is Labour Day on Monday. Don't ask me what that's about. And so we're actually going to Vegas on Monday. I plan to just sit by a pool and be a rotisserie chicken for 2 days straight. Because I seemingly didn't realise this until now. Seemingly I've got like the most unsupportive workout bra, and from the looks of it, from what I can see in the camera, it literally looks like my boobs are at my waistline. So I'm trying to like make it look like they're not, but needless to say, this bra will be going in the bin when I get home. None of that is the point. These are just welcome to Waffleypoos, where I just talk about what's going through my brain. What I actually wanted to pop on and say is something probably so completely obvious that you're like, when I say it, you'll probably be like, yeah, Laura, we'll do that anyway. But it's something that I have really grappled with for years, decades, because I think diet culture is so insidious that it works into your brain. It makes you think things are normal when they're not. But I just want to normalise, point out that it's absolutely normal and okay to have bread, for example, numerous times in the day, like at numerous meals, numerous occasions. Where I ever got this idea, which was that, no sir, come along, which was that, you know, one can only have bread at one meal of the day, or, you know, one can only have like one dessert a week. So like these sort of restrictions on how often we have certain foods. And I always tend to think if it's something that I've thought or queried or that I think about, is that probably not alone. And if there's even just one of you that might think the same like I used to, then hopefully this will help with that thought pattern. Example, the bread example, which is like, you know, it's okay to have bread for breakfast, lunch and dinner, or you are allowed to order your own dessert. Like I, in my heyday, actually never ordered dessert, but then when I sort of was working through my problems with eating and food, Manchego, let's go. I kind of could only do half a dessert, or I could only do like 2 spoonfuls of dessert. And it's these kind of restrictions we put on ourselves because it's somewhere along the line we're sort of told that this is normal, that like, it's normal to cut out bread, or it's normal to I don't even know what people do anymore, but like cut out white foods, for example. And it's not actually that normal. It's common, but it's not normal. And that's sort of my saying when it comes to diet culture, is that it's common, but it's not normal. Warning, there are leaf blowers in the near vicinity. And it's just, I don't know whether my voice can cut through any of that, because it's so loud, all of that idea that cut out white foods, cut out processed sugar, cut out processed food. You know, if you want to cut out things that are processed, cut out water. Do you have any idea how processed water is? Truly, like, so I hate when people say cut out processed. It's like, so you're cutting out water, are you? I'm like, really? Right? I mean, how can you tell somebody grew up in the 90s? Chances are they knew, or are somebody that has feared fat in their time. Fat's pretty cool at the moment, thanks to, like, you know, those pesky little keto followers. But yeah, fat is another one. You know, I don't know about you, but like the idea that butter is the worst thing in the world, or like, you know, all of that. Like, it's really not, actually. Butter is actually delicious. And you know what's really amazing is sourdough with butter and then fancy sea salt. Life-changing. My point is, sometimes it's just really eye-opening to kind of not list out, but just recognize restrictions that we have over food, because in actual fact, like, majority of us do have them. We don't even have to have like a sort of actual diagnosed problem with food, but 99.9% of the time, most of us do have some restrictions and or rules around food, whether that is, you know, I know a lot of people that are like, sorry, bad hit you in the face there, whether that is like, you know, no carbs after 6, or must have non-fat foods, or, you know, low sugar, this, that and the other. And I'm like, you know what, that's just, it doesn't need to be a diagnosed problem with food for you to have those restrictions and for them to just take up space in your brain. Trust me when I say it is really freeing when you start to, like, you know, let go of those rules and restrictions that you have around food. Just something and you realise you have more than you think you did. Sorry, there's numerous cars around here, rude. But I think everyone should be like me. Well, maybe. I'm totally joking. God forbid, can you imagine a world where more people were like me? We'd be absolutely screwed.